the thinking and the feeling of this young part. And it really is, when there's abuse, that part is frozen in time. This is how the human mind works, right? Then I have a 1-year-old part that's feeling all of this discomfort. It's intolerable. In the addictive cycle of sexual addiction, we don't feel that discomfort as much because we act out, we numb it, we escape. The fantasy is that we're desired, that we're attached, that we're comforted, that we're nurtured. So it replaces that temporarily, but when that acting out in that addictive cycle has caused enough pain in our lives, that what's more intolerable? Continuing to behave that way or dealing with what's underneath it, right? We have to get to that rock bottom where we feel like it's more intolerable to keep acting out sexually and harming our partner. So the process is understanding that intolerable space, I am not going to die. I can care for myself. I can be my primary caregiver of my parts, that 1-year-old part, we'll say. And I can tend to that part in many ways by journaling, prayer, counseling, and even going out for an ice cream cone, doing things that are fun. It really, this really does help. It really does work. And sometimes it is a little bit of a self-discovery of understanding. So the idea is caring, learning to tend and care for that fear, the shame, the sense of abandonment. That's the process of learning to tend to those feelings without pressuring her. So in other words, if I can take care of myself, the pressure to reconnect, that intolerable space decreases. I'm not going to say it's gone. That's unrealistic. Let's just be honest. It's reduced enough that I don't have to. I don't feel that urge, that desperation to reconnect, and that intolerable feeling is diminished, and so I don't have to pressure her before she's ready. I can let her have that space, and then she actually sees that this thing happening inside of her husband. Let's say, he's caring for his parts. I'm sure you've probably witnessed this. That'll be a question I can ask you maybe in a minute.
Yeah.
Witnessing that process, like what does that look like and what does that feel like to witness that and to realize like, oh, he's taking care of that thing that used to pressure me.
It's great because I no longer feel like I have to be a mom. I can just be your wife. I can just be your best friend. That release from that pressure has changed our relationship. It feels like two adults. Not that it didn't before, but there were just periods of time where I'm sure I did the same thing in my own younger, tender parts towards you, but it has changed our relationship. I know that you're not going to try to ask me to take responsibility for something that I can't possibly take responsibility for.
After years of healing and stuff, and the sexual betrayal is not the thing that's causing all the problems in the marriage still.
Right.
This disconnect happens with couples